What's up, everybody? My name is Vincent. Welcome to Cryptolution, where we talk about everything under the moon in the crypto universe. Today is Friday, April 25th. Now, in today's video, I want to share with you in the charting and analysis at the very end about the moving day averages for Doge Bitcoin, because we potentially could be seeing a golden cross. Now, you must be wondering, what is a golden cross? Well, it's definitely better than a death cross, but a golden cross basically is an indicator that tells you, guess what? Your specific cryptocurrency is about to start its massive bull rally. So what does that all mean? And also, what are some recent news around Bybit? And then we're also going to be looking at Bitcoin dominance, and also if Bitcoin dominance is weakening and if altcoin season is going to begin. Because if it is true that altcoin season is beginning, then you can expect that Doge Bitcoin is going to massively outperform major utility coins. So let's get right into it. Let's not waste any time. So let's go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join our X platform, and please be careful with any of the scammers down in the comments below. I will never reach out via WhatsApp, Telegram, direct message, or email. So please be careful and invest safely. Guys and girls, let's get right into it. So right now, Doge Bitcoin is at 196 million market cap. Now, just this morning, just a few hours ago, we were actually above $200 million market cap. And so we were actually climbing the ranks. We were actually not too long ago at 196. We're now at 198 in terms of ranking in coin market cap. Now, let's look at why Doge Bitcoin is performing well. It's not just that there's a lot of FOMO into Doge, but also Bitcoin decided to rally a little bit more as well. It went from 93,000 to 95,000 as of this morning. So you notice that when Bitcoin pumps, Doge Bitcoin pumps harder. So as you can see, Bitcoin pumped around 1.49%. We go back to Doge Bitcoin and we compare these two together. Let's see how they actually perform. So as you can see, Doge is definitely massively performing better than Bitcoin over the past 24 hours, but also over the past 7 days, as you can see here. So if you had just put your Bitcoin into Doge, you would be up 30% rather than just 11% or 13%. Now, the reason this is important is because as much as things pump and it's very positive, we also have to face the reality that when Bitcoin takes a dump, everything takes a dump harder. But the thing is, I think that Bitcoin's going to continue to rally to the upside. So yesterday, we saw that the total meme coin market cap was roughly around $58 billion. Now it's $59 billion. So we already have a 2.2% increase within just the top meme coins by market cap. And obviously, like we talked about, Doge themed meme coins capture the most market share. They are the best performing meme coins out there. Let's look at Magic Eden. Now, as you can see, just on Magic Eden alone, the sats price, which if you haven't seen our videos lately, Doge Bitcoin is priced in sats, aka Satoshis, not in US dollars. Because whatever happens to Bitcoin's price, if Bitcoin continues to go up, then that means Doge Bitcoin, because it's on the Runes protocol on Bitcoin, it's priced in sats. The fact that it's growing substantially around 2.17 is really good. Now, if you look over the past week, we are up substantially from 1.65 to 2.17. That's a 20% increase just within sats. So I just want you guys and girls to know, yes, the US dollar grows in value, which you see on CoinMarketCap, but the sats is the most important. The fact that it's pumped 20% in the past week in sats is incredible, but also it's not the end. It's actually going to pump much harder as Bitcoin continues to have its dominance. So when we look at Bitcoin dominance right now, I think Bitcoin dominance is going to top possibly at 66. That's what many analysts think. But some people are a little bit more hopium, meaning people are more bull or Bitcoin maxis. They're hoping that this is going to go to 73%. I mean, that would take Bitcoin straight to 130,000 instantly. And it could possibly happen by the end of July, which is right around here. So right now, this is where we are in Bitcoin's dominance. But if there is an altcoin season, then you could see something very similar to this back in 2021 when altcoins dominated and took a lot of market share. When things were pumping 100%, multi-hundreds, thousands, multi-thousands, 100,000. I even saw some meme coins like Shiba Inu pump over 6.7 million %. Just think about that. That's how euphoric these altcoin rallies are. But meme coins, even though they have a lot of risk, if you choose the right ones, such as Doge, there's a potential of reaching that same amount of percentage gain like Shiba Inu. And we could see altcoin rallies look very similar to this, where we're just waiting for that resistance, bouncing back down to altcoin season. And as you can see, we are still in Bitcoin season right now, as it states very much up above. But check this out. Once we actually start to see a reversal from a Bitcoin season that goes back up to an altcoin season, you can see that right now there is a huge gap, meaning that once altcoin season begins, you're going to see a lot of your favorite altcoins, especially Dog Bitcoin, reach into euphoric numbers beyond $1 billion market cap, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to remind everybody about that. Another thing that Lark Davis, who is a YouTuber and content creator, he says that the total altcoin market cap, excluding the top 10 coins, aka others, is finally breaking out of its 138 downtrend. So 138 days of a downtrend has now broken out of this descending trend line right here. This is the very beginning of a bull run for altcoins. Are you paying attention? Now, I wouldn't be surprised if there were a lot of people longing Bitcoin right now because they know that Bitcoin is going to go up higher and higher. So they're mostly going to place long positions. But leverage traders who are wanting to short Bitcoin may see that. So you could see a retracement at any point in time. It won't just go straight to the moon for Bitcoin and altcoins. Now, yesterday we had the 1-year anniversary of Dog Bitcoin. And also we had a Twitter space to celebrate that 1-year anniversary. And I just want to thank everybody that has tuned in. And here's a big reminder, is that the army has not gone anywhere over the past year. In fact, we've actually gotten stronger even during these dips, and I've seen it firsthand. Now, in terms of mentions on X over the past 30 days, Dog still remains the second most mentioned meme coin out there. And in some other news, we have a smart wallet that's integrated runes and Bitcoin into their digital app. Now, I think this is like a decentralized wallet. It's not so much just a mobile app, but a decentralized wallet. And you can send, receive Bitcoin, runes, and ordinals. And so this is available right now. Again, I would just be very cautious. I'm not very familiar with Tokyo, but what's really important is that there's more buy buttons as Operation Dog Domination continues. But that's not the best case scenario. Let's look at this one, okay? So Bybit Web3, which is associated with Bybit. We've talked about Bybit in our previous videos before, but out of nowhere, their Bybit Web3 account, which is more of an engagement farming website. It's not so much like, oh, dependent on what you're going to say in this specific thing, we may list your token. It's just kind of gauging and engaging with the audiences and holders out there with these different meme coins to see the market demand. Now, you can see that Dog was featured in this, as you can see right here in this post. So here's something that I noticed. Leonidas responded the Dog, obviously because they were asking which meme coin would you pick in this next bull run. So when you said that, guess who responded? The account holder or the intern from Bybit Web3 to the roof. So I really appreciate that the person actually understands who Leonidas is. I really think that all these exchanges know exactly what Dog is as well. It's definitely something that I think is one of the things that we've just been waiting for, which is that tier 1 centralized exchange listing. Grand Priest ended up using that specific post, inserting it into Grok 3 on X, and Grand Priest asked Grok 3 which community basically was engaging with the specific post the most. And believe it or not, and I'm not surprised, it was Dog Bitcoin and the Bitcoin Army. Now let's get into the charting analysis, my favorite part of video. Now we want to know how fast we're going to get to $1 billion, but the most important thing that you need to know is the 50-day and 200-day moving average. Now, this orange line is the 50-day moving average. Now, we already crossed that as we predicted in our previous videos. So it needs to stay above that for about a week just to confirm that we're going to head into a bullish reversal. Then you're going to start seeing the 200-day moving average go down. And then eventually, when these two cross each other, they'll be considered a golden cross, which is very positive. Now, here's something called a death cross. A death cross is this. You can see that this was formed right around here, which was showing us that we were going to continue to go in a downtrend. But check this out. I think what we need to pay attention to is the 20-day and 50-day moving average. Okay, let's pay attention to this chart. I've just changed it from the 20-day to 50-day moving average. Now, the orange line is now the 20-day moving average, while the green line is the 50-day moving average. Now, what have you noticed about the 20-day moving average? Notice that the price of Dog, these green candlesticks, are above the 20-day moving average. What happens when we go above the 20-day moving average? As you can see, we flipped it and we continued to go to the upside and we reached 970 million market cap. Then we saw a death cross, and you see these big gaps right around here that kind of confirms to you that we're going to still go down. It was going down, and then we hit another golden cross. What happened to the candlesticks above the orange, aka 20-day moving average? The candles kept going up and up and up, and then it took a retracement. And then when the candles went back up on the 20-day moving average line, we continued to go to 999 million market cap. And then obviously we hit a death cross right here. And again, these gaps appeared. And then we were forming a descending trend line all the way down to around 100 million market cap. So that's one of our closest bottoms as of right now. And then guess what? What are we noticing here? Yes, the candlesticks are now returning above the orange 20-day moving average. Now, what you're about to see on the 20-day to 50-day moving average, these orange and green lines are going to cross at some certain point, which we're waiting for a validation. Hasn't happened yet, but once that indicator flashes, that is going to look something like this, something like this, and something like this. You're going to see a big parabola event. But this time I think it's different. We're not just going to bounce right below $1 billion. No. Because Bitcoin is expected to hit around $130,000 and higher, roughly around what we expect if it matches with global empty money supply by late July, early August. Yes, believe it or not, that could possibly happen if we continue to head in this trajectory without any black swan events. Then you can expect Dog Bitcoin to actually surpass $1 billion. Another indicator that's really great is the MACD. I brought this over and over before. We're getting closer and closer past this purple resistance line, bringing us into the bull market, the buyer's market, which we saw back over here and over here. It was always reflective in the price as we see. They both match up. We need to cross that. That's another indicator. So we need the golden cross for the 20-day and 50-day moving average, but we also need a confirmation in the buyer's market on the MACD to confirm we are about to head into a parabola event. So ladies and gentlemen, that's everything in a nutshell. Listen, Dog Bitcoin is volatile right now. And most of the times when you're just sitting on the sidelines, you could be dollar cost averaging right now. But the thing is, most people won't, and they're fearful of what's going to happen in the market. But luckily, the people that have been following my channel, we're buying the dips. We've been dollar cost averaging on every single dip, and guess what? We're actually in profit. But a lot of us know that we're going to surpass 1 billion, 5 billion, and possibly 10 billion this cycle this year. Remember, this cycle could last longer than a year, which means that also the market cap of Dog can surpass 5, even go up to $10 billion and higher. So let's not forget, we are in the very beginning of a bull cycle, but most people won't believe that. But because you tune into our channel, you know exactly what's going on. So with that said, by supporting this channel, and thank you so much for tuning in, we're starting our second year of Dog's birth into this next bull run, which is perfect timing. So please support this channel by smashing that like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join us on X to receive all of our alpha calls and trades and updates regarding Dog Bitcoin. Until then, see you guys and girls next Monday.